Welcome to the Healthy Living Guidelines Toolkit, a new resource developed to help your out-of-school time site implement the City of Philadelphia's new OST Healthy Living Guidelines. These guidelines were developed by OST providers and health experts studying the OST system in Philadelphia. The goal of these guidelines and this toolkit are to support healthy behaviors in out-of-school time programs. They fit into two main categories: food and nutrition and physical activity. Research shows that environment plays a big role in health. Encouraging healthy eating and time for physical activity makes it easier for youth and staff to be healthy. Statistics show 40% of youth in Philadelphia are overweight or obese. We know that overweight youth are more likely to be overweight as adults and will face an increased risk of developing heart disease, high blood pressure, and diabetes. For these reasons, the Healthy Living Guidelines were developed. Let's review the toolkit. The introduction gives a short history of how the guidelines were developed. It reviews the best practices for health and explains the definition for overweight and obesity. On page 6, you will find the table of contents. On the left-hand side, you will see the Healthy Living Guidelines. On the right-hand side, you will see page numbers where you can find these sections. Starting on page 7, there is information to help your program implement the 6 food and nutrition guidelines. Guidelines 1 and 2 are mandatory this year. On page 8, the first guideline states, OST programs do not serve or allow sugary drinks. This section gives a definition of sugary drinks and approved beverages. It also offers many ideas to help you carry out this guideline, such as a great activity to discover the sugar content of beverages. This activity can help motivate staff, youth, and parents to follow this guideline. Let's look at page 13. Guideline 2 states, safe, fresh drinking water is available to youth at all times, indoors and outdoors, including field trips. This section offers tips to improve water availability at your site and encourage water consumption. Page 15 has a simple checklist for making drinking water available. Guidelines 3 to 6 are not mandatory this year. However, they are excellent strategies to improve the food and nutrition environment for your youth. Please take time to review these guidelines. On page 33, you will find the Nutrition Resources and Parent Handouts section. Online resources such as YouTube clips and magazine articles to support the food and nutrition guidelines are available on page 34. If you look further in this section, you can find resources for staff, youth, and parents, including fun lesson plans, healthy corner store information, and pledges. Beginning on page 60 is the section on physical activity. This section supports the 4 physical activity guidelines. Turn to page 72 to find Physical Activity Guideline 2. Guideline 2 states that non-work screen time is limited to 30 minutes per 3-hour block of OST time. This guideline is mandatory this year. Pages 75 to 76 has a definition of screen time and different strategies on how to limit it in your programs. An example of a log to track screen time during OST hours is on page 78. This log will help your site stay in compliance with this guideline. It is also a great resource for parents to track their child's screen time at home. A blank version can be found in the Physical Activity Resource section of this toolkit. Physical activity resources and parent handouts follow section 2, starting on page 97. Here you will find examples of fun energizers, the screen time log, a safe space checklist, and information on joint use agreements. We'd like to thank the following organizations for their support and funding of this program and toolkit: the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, and the Philadelphia Department of Public Health's Get Healthy Philly initiative. We would also like to thank all of the OST Healthy Living Guidelines leadership team members. If you would like more information about the Healthy Living Guidelines, please visit www.hpcpa.org or www.foodfitphilly.org. If you have any questions, please ask your program specialist for assistance. Thank you.